Hi, welcome back. My name is Craig, and if you watched my last video, I showed you where you can download tons of free video assets, and today I'm going to show you how to use some of them using blend modes. Today I'm going to show you how you can use some of the video assets I mentioned in my last video, which was all about places where you can download free video assets for your video editor toolkit. And if you've not seen that video and you want to play around with some blending modes and some of the assets in this kit, go and check the video in the top corner here or in the video description below. I'll also tag it in the comments, so definitely go down there, leave me a comment while you check out the link. And we can go straight into the first example here. So here I am in Premiere Pro. In your edit, you're going to take your first clip and drop it on a timeline. Then you're going to take your light leak of choice and place it on a video track above. You can trim your clips so it matches. The next couple of steps will be different depending on what NLE or editing software you're going to be in. In Premiere Pro, you're going to click on the clip and then go to the Effect Controls tab, and then under that look for opacity, and then you'll find a drop down menu that says blending mode. So if we're working with a video asset like a light leak, we're going to layer it on top of our footage and set it to screen. Finesse your look by adjusting or keyframing the opacity, or you can play with other blending modes in that group. If you don't like the colour of your light leak, you can add the lumetri effect, or if you want easier control, the fast colour corrector, and just spin the hue and saturation wheel to change. In lumetri colour, you've got the colour wheels, or you've got the temperature and tint controls. In DaVinci Resolve, you're going to go to your inspector, and then you're going to look for the composite tab, scroll that down, and then look for blending modes. And in Final Cut Pro 10, you're going to look for the inspector, look at the compositing tab and look for blending modes there. All the blending modes are going to be all in the same order, and you'll notice that they're all grouped by little bars. We're only going to focus on the second and third grouping, which is your darken and your lighten group. And if you want to know more about blending modes, I recommend you go over to Piximperfect. There he explains a lot about like what each blending mode does, and the more you understand this, the more you can apply it to give your looks more unique. But for this sake of this tutorial, video editors only really need to learn how to use the screen, lighten, overlay, multiply, darken, sometimes the add. I like to use that if I want to add glows and things like that, but right now we're just going to focus on screen and lighten. And basically what these modes do is screen and lighten will essentially just knock out the black in your footage, so you're just left with anything that's got a luminance value of 50 to 100 IRE. And I think the trick to using light leaks is just to be very, very subtle. Just like with any of these effects, you want them to be believable, and you want them to lend to your story. You don't want to just throw them on for the sake of throwing them on. And they just have to be just slightly noticeable, not too distracting from the actual content or subject in your video, because then it just sucks out your audience from the story. Don't be distracting. And this applies as well for anamorphic flare footage. Layer the flare on top of your footage. With your flare selected, set it to one of the light and screen modes in the Effect Controls panel. You don't have to, but the key to selling anamorphic flares is to use it and position it over small light sources that are bright and actually visible in your shot. Think spotlights, torches and headlights, as opposed to very soft lighting practicals within your scene like big lights and soft boxes or lamps. If you decide you don't like the light leak that you've chosen, a quick way to change this in Premiere Pro is to select a new one from your project bin, hold down Alt, then click and drag the new light leak over the top of the old one. This will just replace that clip and keep all the effects that you've applied to it. You can make interviews a lot more interesting by adding volumetric light like I did here in this interview that I shot. It's as easy as picking the volumetric light clip that you like, set the blend mode to screen, position and scale the clip so it looks more like it's coming through an open window source. You can also mask it so it looks a bit more natural, and you can cut out the parts of the volumetric light that you don't want, especially if it covers your subject. You're going to adjust the opacity so it looks natural, and if you want you can add some dust footage and then mask it so it only shows within the beams of light of the volumetric light clip by just applying some of the same effects that you've done already. Again, add some lumetri colour to adjust the temperature, and maybe even add a curve so it matches in with your scene more. So if you're already getting bored of doing the same thing over and over again, applying these effects, it wouldn't be video focus unless I showed you a way to save time. So what to do is, if you've already applied screen mode, blending mode to one of these light leak effects and you want to apply it to another one, what to do is Control C on that clip and that'll copy. It won't just copy that clip, it will actually copy all the effects as well. Next you're going to go to your new light leak clip that you want to apply that effect to, right click and then paste attributes. There's a shortcut for this, I've set it to Shift V, you can do that in your keyboard shortcuts. And then what you want to do is only make sure that the opacity is ticked. You want to make sure that motion and any other effect that you've applied to your clip is unticked. If you just select opacity, it will only apply the level of opacity you've set it to on the previous clip and the blend mode. Make sure you download these paint and stroke effects as well as any sort of studio mats and track mats that I mentioned in my last video before my next one, because that's when I'll be showing you how you can use black and white clips like these as track mats to push video through either the white parts or the non-transparent parts of video. Think of it as like a cookie cutter for video. It gives you a lot more interesting looks and shapes to carve out videos, and you can animate videos on a lot easier without any keyframing at all. So until I see you next, remember to save time so you can focus on staying creative and making more videos.